streaming if this ISN.
No, why would I do that? Why don't you just stop hacking me? Why should I be the one to stop streaming when you guys are hacking me? I don't wanna. I don't want to.
I am sorry, darling.
I didn't ask to get hacked.
This is Pink Sparkles. She was once originally the main target on Twitch when it comes to trolling female streamers who at the time followed the stereotype of a cam girl, or as most people like to call, a thought. The case of Pink Sparkles is the most interesting story that I've researched. She was once the most hated Twitch streamer back when Twitch didn't have an IRL section. The reason why people troll her is because she was an easy target. She gets extremely upset when people call her names or compare her to characters such as Meg from Family Guy. Not only that, she was also one of the few female streamers who were criticized for just minimizing their game capture in either corners and show off their body or do anything that seems provocative. But despite all of the criticism and hate comments that was thrown at Pink Sparkles, she will continue forward and never look behind her. Shockingly, in 2019, she would date her ex-boyfriend, who was the most well-respected and popular WoW streamer, Asmongold. So you may ask yourself, how did she went from being the most hated on Twitch to dating Asmongold? Well, get yourself cozy and maybe get some snacks or drinks, because today we'll be taking a deep dive into the story of Pink Sparkles, aka Izzy G. The year is 2015. Twitch back then was completely different to the current day Twitch that we all know today. People had a lot of creative freedom when it comes to their streams, and doing anything other than playing games is a bannable offense. Yes, you heard me correctly. If you're just using your webcam and not playing games, then you were breaking the TOS technically, since Twitch strictly wanted gaming content on their site only. Besides that, there's also a rise in 4chan raids where people go onto anyone's stream and try to troll them by either pasting some inappropriate or edgy text art or roasting them. Sometimes they would try to convince the streamer by calling them and tricking them into damaging their PCs by saying they're some professional tech person. Most of the popular targets that some 4chan users would troll would be Caseytron, Brittany Venti, and M60. However, most of them were just trolling and putting on an act that tricked some individuals thinking that they were real. On March 1st, 2015, Twitch was introduced to Pink Sparkles, the most controversial streamer during this time. Now, it's completely unknown what she did for the first 2 months, but there were videos popping up that show 4chan users raiding her after they found out that she was completely easy to break.
I'm not Meg! Stop saying that! No, I'm not doing anything! Why do you guys think I'm doing anything? It's not G. Why do you think I turned off my stream? Why do you think I turned off my stream? It's not funny seeing someone get hacked! Why do you guys think it's funny seeing someone else get hacked?
After her creation of the Twitch channel, she quickly gained over 1.2 million views on her channel and 83,000 followers within the span of 2 months by August 3rd, 2015. Her popularity was boosted even further when FaZe Agony did a live reaction to Izzy's stream.
I have a f***ing PhD from Falador, okay?
Falador is a place from RuneScape!
Now, while I did tell you guys that 4chan users mess with Izzy due to how quickly she emotionally gets, everyone on Twitch heavily dislikes her. Why? Well, before Glink ever made the video, The Cam Invasion of Twitch back in 2017, there was a specific problem that was happening on the platform. Back then, there were some female streamers who were doing some questionable things on their stream. Something you would typically see if you either watch on my or except these streams were softcore. When you watch one of their streams, sometimes they would do something that is questionable for tips possibly, or they minimize their game capture to either corners of the screen and have the 90% of their body to be shown. But as you expect, there was an outcry coming from the community because of these issues. They wanted Twitch to be more lenient on some certain streamers. In 2016, a post on the subreddit known as Livestream Fails was made, which exposes the history of Pink Sparkles and how in some situations she gets less of a severe punishment than others, which we'll take a look at right now. A poster on LSF made a list of things that Pink Sparkles did that are deemed questionable, which led to people's opinion on Twitch on whether or not if they're truly consistent with their community guidelines, or if they're treating everyone with the same treatment despite their gender. From her on stream to getting caught with a view botting program, she wasn't heavily punished for these things like the others back in 2016. One example that's shown Twitch's inconsistency is when Pink Sparkles was squatting for bits. She received a notice from one of the Twitch staff members about how she wasn't allowed to squat for bits, but she was allowed to squat for subs instead.
Like one time they actually told me that I'm not allowed to do squats for bits, which, to be perfectly honest, I don't really understand that because I'm allowed to do squats for subs.
Now, if you were to go back to 2017 and read one of their community guidelines surrounding the inappropriate broadcaster behavior, they clearly say conduct involving overtly sexual behavior and or attire are prohibited. Keyword prohibited, which raises a question to the community. If she wasn't banned for these actions, then what is overtly sexual behavior to Twitch then? Is it this or that? Who knows, since it was in the gray area, but jump into the present day, they finally included in the sexual suggestive content that any focused on breasts, buttocks, or the pelvic region is sexually suggestive if it's the main focus of the stream. Another example that Twitch was also inconsistent on their part is on the day that Pink Sparkles got banned for view botting, she ban evaded. How? Well, you see, she didn't get banned on her main, but rather on her third account named Izzy G 69, because her main account was bugged during that time. While she was fixing her window capture, she accidentally leaked her view botting site on stream and was ultimately banned for it. The situation was so huge that Keemstar even reported it on Drama Alert, but sadly the video is now unavailable for whatever reason. After her suspension for view botting, she went back to her main account and stream on there instead without facing any severe punishments for ban evading. On top of that, she even received a sub button without making any sort of suspicion to anyone from Twitch. Once again, if we look back at the community guidelines once more, it's obviously against the rules if you were to use another account if your main account is banned. They even tell you that doing so will result in additional enforcement against your accounts, up to indefinite suspension. But once again, this also raised a question from the community. Why isn't this a bannable offense? Why is this other streamer, for example, King Conger, who was banned for throwing hateful slurs in a game, received a permanent suspension when he was caught ban evading in someone's chat? Why did he receive a more severe punishment than Izzy for ban evading? This question to this day is still unanswered, as nobody knows why Twitch hasn't punished her for these actions. As the hate on Pink Sparkles slowly died throughout the months, jump into 2018, something unexpected happened on your average sunny morning that nobody saw it coming.
Sup y'all, it's me. It's your boy Asmongold.
On December 24th, 2018, it was revealed that Asmongold, a WoW streamer with over 1.9 million followers on Twitch, was officially dating Pink Sparkles, which completely surprised everyone. But nonetheless, everyone in Asmon's community congratulated him for dating Izzy. However, only a small fraction didn't like him dating Pink Sparkles because of her past actions, but the relationship still went on either way. But overall, Asmon was pretty happy with the relationship that he was in. At first, he was pretty nervous bringing his girlfriend to live with him at home, since this was the first time that he brought a partner to his house. He didn't know what to do, but immediately he became really comfortable and even made some hot chocolate with Pink Sparkles.
Honestly, like, I'll be real with you guys. It's actually been like really good having Izzy here. Like, I was expecting it was gonna be like, you know, because I live by myself, right? It's like nothing to her, right? I didn't know how I'd deal with like having somebody else like live in my house with me and everything like that. It's been actually really good. 100%. Like, I've been enjoying it a lot. It's been a great time. I feel like I don't know really what the word for it is, but like I went and I made like hot chocolate with her last night. Like, that's not something I'd normally do, you know what I mean? Like, really, it's not. But yeah, I mean, It's a good time, man. It is, absolutely.
The image of the relationship was pretty wholesome and genuine. Even Pink Sparkles herself loved to be around with Asmongold and do activities such as cutting his hair on stream, going outside and enjoy the nature, and even play games together. In May of 2019, both Asmongold and Pink Sparkles announced that they will be moving into a streamer house that includes D-Kane, K-Bubbles, Mitch Jones, and many others. On paper, this sounds like a perfect idea since there are over 7 content creators if your goal is to make entertaining content on stream for whatever hours you're planning to do. Well, unfortunately, it didn't go according to plan.
Now that it's public knowledge, Izzy is moving out of the streamer house.
As soon as the streamers moved into the place, it was a mess. There were dead roaches, dog feces, and urine spots that K-Bubbles' dog left in Mitch Jones' room.
There's a turd right there. There's a turd right there. There's a turd right there. There's turds everywhere. Do you understand? There's a fucking dead cockroach on the ground. Like, this is not okay. You understand? This is not fucking cool, alright? It's literally, this is not fucking cool at all, okay? Then clean it, you Why am I gonna clean after a dog that's not mine? Do you understand? It's not my dog. Not my dog, not my problem. That's what I say. You understand?
However, the reason why Mitch Jones hasn't cleaned up the feces and such is because he wanted to prove a point to K-Bubbles that she's responsible for her dog and that she should be cleaning the mess that her dog left behind rather than himself. But despite his reasoning, some people from the subreddit LSF would criticize him for not just closing the door in the first place if he doesn't want to have any feces in his room. Another situation that also happened at the property is the drama that happened between Pink Sparkles and Mitch Jones. One day while Mitch Jones was streaming at 4 in the morning, he and his group began to talk loudly, which ultimately caused Izzy to angrily wake up and yell at Mitch Jones for being too loud.
Would you have sex with me for 100K?
Are we splitting it?
I will.
Are we splitting it 60-40? Me
Wait,
60,
okay, let's do it right now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I should probably be quiet.
The clip went viral on LSF and people were criticizing and calling her trashy for just yelling at her housemates when she clearly knew what happens when she moved into a house with 7 different streamers. This caused Izzy to drop a tweet longer to share her side of the story on why she yelled at Mitch. According to her tweet longer, her housemates would go out several times a week to drink and have fun. Afterwards, they would return home typically around 4 to 6 in the morning. But despite that, she doesn't mind that they go out and party. In fact, she was with them yesterday, but at 2 a.m. she decided to go home and sleep in preparation for her next stream. However, she has a difficult time falling asleep, which caused Izzy to yell at Mitch Jones in frustration during the incident. But she would later regret the action that she did and admitted that she should have handled the situation much better. But to put the final nail in the coffin to the streamer house, Pink Sparkles released documents that revealed that they were being evicted this whole entire time. It all started just 2 days after moving into the streamer house. The address got leaked, which caused someone to write an email to the housing community warning the dangers and the reckless nature of the 7 streamers that were living in the house. But not only that, they also told that they were breaking rules, such as having 7 tenants in a 5-bedroom house, underage drinking, and etc. This prompted an investigation against Pink Sparkles and the 6 other streamers who were living in the streamer house. Over time, the homeowner association kept sending warnings to Izzy until on June 4th, 2019, they were told to leave the property, or in case if you were to have any class action lawsuit, they are responsible for any legal fees if done so. However, it didn't happen as the 7 streamers who were living there all left. After Pink Sparkles leaked all the emails and documents, proving everyone that she wasn't the bad guy in the situation, K-Bubbles responded to her by saying that Izzy was throwing them under the bus by allegedly talking with the landlord, to which Asmongold himself calls out K-Bubbles for being a liar and attention-seeking person for, quote, exposing her on her now deleted VOD. After the drama that happened over on Twitter, it would eventually die down. Not only that, sadly, just a couple months after the drama that happened back in July, Pink Sparkles would announce that both her and Asmongold would officially break up due to a lot of personal problems they were facing. Because of that, she thought it would be be a good idea to move back to California, giving some distance between her and Asmongold. However, this would cause Asmongold to take a break from streaming because he was pretty depressed with many things. One of them would be the breakup. It's time to highlight where we are exactly. Some of you guys want to know what happened to Asmongold. Well, don't worry, he's actually doing completely well. In fact, he's really happy that he's streaming once more again. Not only that, he still chats with Pink Sparkles to this day, as they became really good friends after their breakup back in 2019. Now, as with Pink Sparkles, nothing really happened to her as of right now. She's currently in a normal life as she hasn't been involved in any drama from the last couple months besides some typical bans. But does Pink Sparkles stream to this day? Well, she rarely does. In fact, if you were to look at the stats from 2016 to 2017, she used to stream almost every single day, but as we progressed through the years, the hours streamed in total would decrease over time. So what does she do now? Well, if you were to check her Twitter right now, she does OnlyFans content, and average around 5 to 10,000 likes on Twitter when promoting her OnlyFans content. Besides the current status of her right now, there's one thing I'm really impressed about coming from Pink Sparkles' story. At first, she went from being 4chan's #1 target and used to become the staple when talking about the problems of Twitch for allegedly allowing sexually suggestive female streamers on the platform without receiving any severe punishments for their actions, to at one point dating the most well-known and respectable WoW streamer. Even after they've broken up, Asmongold still respects Izzy to this day for being a nice and genuine friend, even despite some of the small fraction calling her a leech and such. Besides all of that, I'm curious to know what kind of direction Pink Sparkles will be choosing. Will she ever decide to come back to streaming almost every single day like she did in the old days? Or will she be pursuing full-time in OnlyFans since she has the most success coming from there rather than Twitch in terms of financial gain? But only time can tell us what kind of path she'll be choosing in the next couple months.